Love Jones. I am back with another one. I am back with another one. See what's in this energy. What is in the energy? I think I said this before, but y'all know the funny thing about spiritual warfare is that it's always someone. You know, when people think about spiritual warfare, they think of spirits. They think of spirits. They think of energy. But it's always someone guiding that energy. It's always someone conjuring those deities. It's always somebody in the background. It's always coming from somewhere. I deal with this so much, I'm just kind of used to it now. You know, you just wonder who in the background playing with the spell work that, and then try to make it appear as if it's everybody else. I was just sitting up here saying, you know, my God is not a coward God. My God is also not a bully. My God is also a provider in that energy that people be needing. So my thing is, if me and you worship the same person, then you wouldn't be so coward in your actions either. And so the fact that people say certain things, they try to place certain things in places where you can see it. It's like saying with your chest stuck out, you know. They say chin up, chest out. Calvin, isn't that what they say? Chin up, chest out. They say it with your chest out. King. Two names on the top. It's so funny. I was looking at something earlier. And it said something about King Harris, and I clicked on it. A reading. It was a reading I was watching. And she didn't say anything about it, but it just got me to thinking. King is something that comes up in my readings, in my vicinity, like in my energy a lot. King, this name right here. So, uh, evidently, this the two that we working with right now. Because as I was shuffling my deck and talking, these the two names that popped out, King and Calvin. So, like I said, if we were worshiping the same God, then you wouldn't have to be so coward. You'd be very bold about what it is you say and do. And so I hate the fact that people, you know, play with spirits. They play in the spirit world. I think it's so sad that that's the level you have to stoop to in order to say what it is you want to say. Because I'm just going to say what I got to say out of my mouth. Now, I may try to be cordial. Um, I may try to have some tact with certain things because I'm not just going to come off and start some mess. Like I said, I'm not a bully. Tell you the truth, I don't like bullies. I never have. And the couple of times that I've had to deal with a bully, I've always confronted them face to face. It's nothing that you cower or shy away from, because a bully will keep going and going and going until they feel like they can't go anymore. which is when you finally put your foot down. And so my thing is, I always confront a bully face to face. But here it is, you have people playing spiritual games, and it's so sad you go out so coward like that. You know, grow some nuts, why don't you? Anyway, I see celebrity. I see a Scorpio. I see contact. So something may have something to do with a celebrity. You know, that contact a lawyer. It's not the first time I've seen that since I've been shuffling here. Celebrity. I see blood right here. Might be a celebrity's family member. Maybe someone who is not quite a celebrity themselves, but just, attachments to a celebrity. But however, whatever. It's probably someone who could be sued for playing, depending on what kind of games they playing. Of course, when it comes to the spiritual world, there's really no proof. But see, when people get to a certain level of boldness, then they start doing things. When they feel like they can't be touched, then they'll start making mistakes in the physical. So you got to keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open. Somebody need to contact a lawyer here. There's something going on. Entitled. Black magic. Somebody entitled doing some black magic. They feel entitled to something. This could be a person who is just spoiled. But it's plenty of ways to unspoil somebody. I see behavioral and emotional issues here. So somebody might be going through something mentally. You might need a therapist or a counselor for that. You don't try to take that out on others. I see the name Darian here. There is enemy here. And I see Burger King or Dairy Queen here. Now, I always say that Burger King, Dairy Queen, that's like the cold-hearted people who has not been crowned and get out. So somebody could be mixed race, somebody could be in an interracial relationship. Somebody's name could be Chris or Rose. Could be the parents of somebody here, which is even worse, because if parents can't be, if they coward, then imagine how far down the line that could go. It's like a generational curse to have to be broken. Either speak up about what's bothering you or shut up. Speak up or shut up. But to just sit in the background and try to aggravate and do little petty things to try to disrupt somebody's life is very coward. So you have somebody here that wasn't crowned by God or their ancestors here. You got somebody, it kind of goes along with the celebrity. You got somebody here that may have some type of status that was given to them by people. People placed that status on them. And so that could be people who are looking up to the money they have, people who attend certain things that they do, people who look at them because of the way they dress. That could be for several different reasons. They have people that have crowned them. And so when people crown you, those are always crowns that could be taken away. You can have it here today and it can be gone tomorrow. Which is a difference between when God crowns you, when your spirit guides crown you. Because that's a crown that you keep. It's a crown that no one could take away from you because it's in you, it's not on you. And in the case of the Burger King or the Dairy Queen, it's on you, it's not in you. This is something people see you with. This is something people see you have or maybe do in some cases. So somebody falls under those lines. It's nothing positive that's coming from them. It's just simply what they have that make people maybe look up for them, a title that they hold. Like I say, that can be here today and gone tomorrow. Just came out. Sacral chakra says I feel. Somebody can have an imbalance here. It says with love, anger, or grief. So someone could be feeling those things, love, anger, grief. They could be having trouble processing their emotions, which goes back to that behavioral emotional issues here, depression, bipolar, anxiety. If you're flipping from manic to depressed, if you're flipping from love to anger, sounds like you may be dealing with some type of behavioral emotional disorders. I said that's something mentally. That's something you need to get fixed. You may need to see a psychiatrist, a therapist, a psychologist. I see shadow band here. I also seen copycat as I was shuffling, and I see they use children and young adults. So this could be the case where there may be someone who wants to say something to you, someone who is angry, that is an adult. They may be using children, could be their own children, could be your children that they're using to do certain things here. I see this Ashanti here. So it could definitely be someone here that is using children. They could be using children to get a reaction. They could be using children to play in the arts. You know, they use somebody else to do it for them. Then it gets the eyes off them. You don't know where it's coming from. Abusive, abusive. Wealth, something about money. Fire signs here. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. I see a Pisces here. Siblings. Finances was just on top. This could have something to do with some money. I kid y'all not, I just seemed emotional as I was shuffling, but I shuffled it in. So there's definitely some type of emotional issues going on here. Somebody who cannot control their emotions. Audacity. Lying. Somebody could be a liar. Somebody could be lying about something. I see new discoveries here. And I also have disturbing discoveries here. So somebody could be finding something out about someone. Someone could be smart or think they're smart. Someone could be experimenting on someone. Psalms 109, return curses sent by those who condemn, for those who plot, scheme, and slander your name. So this is what you got in the background here. And it's so funny Because what did I start off by saying? Started off talking about spiritual warfare. And now we're right here at it. This is what this is. Somebody playing games. But like I said, once they get so bold with it, it comes out in the physical as well. And so maybe they got some money because contact a lawyer didn't come out for anything. And sometimes these type of people, you have to go after their pockets. You have to hit them where it hurts. And sometimes that's the only thing that will hurt, especially when you're dealing with copycat. Especially when you're dealing with the Burger King and the Dairy Queen, because remember I said they're crowned by people, what they have, positions that they hold. And so sometimes you have to go after them in ways that expose them for who they are, their reputation, in ways that affect their money. Yeah, I'll pay for it. Sometimes you have to go after them in ways where they are seen publicly. They are seen publicly here. I see music here and health in reverse. And so somebody's here health could be declining. Somebody could be in music. Somebody can do some type of Reiki here. They could be on the radio here. Somebody could have, throw concerts. So this could be the actual artist itself, or this could be the promoters. So take it how it resonates. But someone could definitely be in the music industry. And with this health, somebody's health could be declining. Yeah. So people like that, you have to expose them. You have to show what it is they're hiding under constant surveillance. So this is somebody, sirens I just seen. So this could be someone who sings or someone who has some type of voice that calls. I just seen T.I. Could be targeting individual, whatever that stands for you. And I also see sirens right here. It could be someone who sings. See, under constant surveillance, because so this could be you. They're always watching, or this could be them who's under constant surveillance here. I see the family does not like you. There's a Scorpio here. Something about private party. The family doesn't like you, but here's the thing. I feel like when you constantly come for a person who's minding their own business, it's not the person that you don't like, it's yourself that you don't like. We already seen copycat imitation. So you got people trying to imitate you, trying to catfish others, pretending to be something that they are not. And that's why I said with sometimes with people like this, you have to expose them. You have to allow them to expose themselves sometimes. You know, people have to see them for who they are. And when they're no longer able to hide in whose ever light that they're playing in, then that whole king mentality, queen mentality with the Burger King, Dairy Queen, it goes away. Because somehow you're just mysteriously humbled all of a sudden, you know? And sometimes that's what people need because they've spent so much time doing things behind the scene here. Sometimes that's exactly what they need, is a reality check. So take this however it resonates for you. This is what you have here. This is what's in the energy. People who have some type of title, some type of position that sits them in a place where they feel like they're above others. They sit on some type of throne. They can't be touched for some reason here. These people tell a lot of lies. We see enemy. They don't like you. And then we have here, double down on the family does not like you. Something can be significant about a private party and a Scorpio here. Somebody's constantly under surveillance. They always watching. Always watching. And why would you watch somebody constantly who you don't like? Unless you're planning, plotting against them or pretending to be like them, which we already see out here. Where is the... We already seen that somebody here is a copycat. Somebody here imitates things, people. Somebody here is pretending to be something that they're not. But you know how to tell who they are? Somebody's health is declining. And maybe their health is declining because of the things they spend their time doing. But that will be something they would have to check themselves on. And I feel like these kind of people don't check themselves. And they use children. A wicked man will take a bribe in secret to pervert the course of justice. So somebody may have been bribed to do something here. Something that's disrespectful. Somebody here could be, yeah, I can't make it up. I was trying to pull codependent off, and look what's underneath it. I grabbed several cards instead of one. So somebody is definitely codependent on somebody, and somebody's being bribed to do something here. And we have prestigious right behind it. So definitely somebody with some type of status. These are people being bribed to do something, and people bribing other people to do things. Well, one thing about you bribing somebody to do your dirty work is when all the shit hits the fan, everybody's going to be in trouble. And so somebody's going to be learning some lessons here, because not just the person who's bribing the person, again, double, triple down. We got celebrity, we have prestigious, we have elite people here. And world leaders. So this could be somebody known, somebody well known. Catfish. Somebody pretending to be somebody that they're not. And when it comes out, it'll not only come out for them and they'll be exposed, but it's going to come out whoever it is they're paying to do their dirty work, and they'll be exposed too. I just seen depressed. Definitely somebody is depressed. And then we have mental breakdown here, because they need to see a doctor, but instead of seeing a doctor, what they do is harass, stalk, bully. We have mischievous here, unemotional. Yeah. This person's not showing any emotion towards you. hell, they don't even know how to handle their own emotions towards themselves. And so, of course, they don't really feel like anything towards you. Not towards what's being done, what they're paying to be done, whoever this is. Sound like somebody's kind of sick in the mind. And they may be physically sick too, because I'm getting somebody's health is declining. And so I take it if they don't focus on themselves like they should be, this health is just going to get worse. Be it mental health, spiritual health, or physical health. I see corruption here. So we got like several different ways on here. With this corruption, it triple quadruples down on the fact that this is someone with a status who's doing this. This is somebody who could be well known within the community. Doesn't have to. It can be a celebrity. Doesn't have to be. We did see blood there, so it could be somebody's family member, someone who's well known family could be doing this here. But there's somebody with some type of status, because corruption doesn't come out for your average person. Corruption is where you've been entrusted with something here, where people should be able to trust you with certain things, where you sit in a status, like I said, that Burger King, Dairy Queen, where you're sitting in some type of a position, some type of status. You have some type of, you have some type of title where certain behaviors is expected of you here. And this is why so much is being done in the background, because they are not upholding whatever title that they have. They're not upholding the morals, the principles, the character that you expect that title to have, to show. This corruption, they're going completely against it. Untruthfulness, lying, mendacity here. Somebody's a liar. They could lie about a lot of things here. Again, these are people that you would expect to be able to trust. You can't trust these people. These are liars. These are bullies. Air sign. Air sign. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Make you a believer. I mean, you gotta believe in something other than yourself. Ego. Somebody's in their ego. Somebody big balloon head is gonna be deflated. Surprise. Leslie, Dominique. I see computer. Something could be being done on a computer. Best friend here. You could call someone your best friend here. I see sports, playing a lot of games. Fatal attraction as well. So, ending. You could have someone here who does not know how to express that they like you. You could have someone here that you've been trying to get away from, who you left behind here. There's a fatal attraction here. Somewhere in the midst. This could be several people here. They're definitely playing games here. I see they hate you. But a fatal attraction is somebody, it gives you like crime of passion. You know? So this could be somebody that hates the fact that they can't have you. Yeah, it came right out again. Fatal attraction. I see DA here. A fatal attraction is a relationship dynamic where the specific qualities that initially draw one person to another person eventually becomes the very reason the relationship fails. It describes a process of disaffection where intense attraction turns into or directly causes destructive dysfunction. So the same thing that makes you love person is the same thing that makes you hate them. Somebody's love has turned into hatred. Destructive dysfunction is what it's called. Destructive dysfunction. Only thing is, somebody here is trying to cause you destruction. And I feel like the more they do it, the more they're destroying themselves. Yes. Yes. That's what I just cut the deck on as I was saying that. Somebody here is naive. And again, imbalance in the throat chakra is communication, lies. Somebody's not communicating how they feel, at least not to you, but someone's telling a lot of lies. There's someone whose love has turned into hate and it's destroying them from the inside out. This is someone who could tell a lot of lies on you. If you know someone who maybe you used to date or you had some type of connection with at a certain point, who has some type of status, that you have not communicated with, could be what they're talking about here. All right, I want to get my sage and sage these cards because I feel like somebody's playing in the energy now. It's like I'm getting a lot of energies that are going directly against each other. I love you, I hate you. But then again, it goes along with that love, anger, grief, that behavioral, emotional issues, the bipolar, the conflict between the energies, it does go right along with it. Dysfunction. Dysfunction. All right. So that's what we have here. Somebody that sits in some type of status, confused about the way they feel, or maybe their love has turned into some type of hate. They're coming at you. Could be spiritually, could be physically. They're telling a lot of lies. Somebody needs to contact a lawyer for that card to come out. It's definitely something that has been done in the physical. If somebody's been lying, that is slander, defamation. And so you can start there. And depending on what else is uncovered, probably have you a whole little list of things. I just seen jail. Somebody could definitely be going to jail about whatever it is they've been doing in the background here. And so that dysfunction is destroying themselves. I seen tiny and abusive. So that could be a name. You could be saying something small. Take it however it resonates, but definitely abusive. Whatever it is, it's abusive. Mentally abusive. Somebody is a bully. That's what we've been talking about the whole entire time. Bullies, liars. I see drugs. Somebody could be on some type of drugs, and you know what? That only makes the dysfunction worse. So that's probably a good place to start. If you're on some type of drugs, get off of them. You might need some rehab or something. Look, right here at the top. I didn't even see that. A slanderer goes about revealing confidential talk. Do not associate yourself with one who loves to gossip. Somebody is a liar. They are a liar. And I've had fire signs come out. I've had air signs come out. I've had several different names come out. But you definitely have someone here who is some type of fatal attraction. You have, I feel like, someone here, or maybe some people here, who definitely do not like you. You have some people here who sit in positions here, who sit in certain positions or hold certain titles where they are looked up to. Lord, are more generous than usual. And then I'm looking at filing fake reports, subliminal messages, and a drama queen. So this goes back to the spiritual games with the subliminal messages, and the drama queen. Somebody sending some type of subliminal messages. And then we have filing fake reports and munificent. So somebody could be filing a large amount of fake reports here. Also, lawsuit is also a lawsuit. Let me just go ahead and take this out since I keep seeing it. Or, never mind, I seen tiny again, but I shuffled it in and I don't see it anymore. So I'm just going to leave it in there. If it comes up again, I'm going to pull it out. War. War. See, drying. Something could be drying up. Something could be aging, or somebody could be aging here. You could have a person who is aging trying to go to war with you. Dark tinted windows on cars. So they could have tinted windows on their cars. But this person, somebody could be aging. Something could be going on with their bones, their teeth, spleen here. Something could be drying up. See, mineralization of tissue, coagulation. When I think of coagulation, I think of blood. And that's the first thing. It's one of the first cards we had come out was blood. And we said somebody's health is bad. Somebody could be getting some type of blood clots or something. Something could be going on with someone's blood. I see pregnant here, expecting. Someone could be pregnant. Survival of the fittest. Survival of the fittest. Somebody could be trying to fight you over something. You can have whatever you like. They could be trying to fight you over having whatever it is you like. They could be trying to fight you over somebody who, you know, may look at you and want to spoil you. Somebody who may have a lot to offer here. This could be someone fighting, want to fight you, or sending subliminal messages, or keeping up a lot of drama. I see mother-in-law over a person. This could be somebody's mother-in-law who's keeping up all the drama in the background here. We already seen they use children. Gemini could be a Gemini's mother-in-law. We already seen that they use children here. So somebody could be using a child to maybe keep somebody, or I see community effort here. They could be using a small child to keep somebody here. I do see problems conceiving. Problems conceiving. Stay woke. They don't like your appearance. I just seen bar, tavern. Somebody don't like the way you come off as being. I just seen angels. So somebody may think you come off as being perfect, or come off as being some type of angel, or come off as being better than them, whatever better than them is. I don't know. But they could not like the fact that they feel like you come off as looking better than them. With the angels here, and don't like your appearance. I see disabled. Yeah. Smooth criminal. What is this? Muscles. Weakness. Loss of muscle mass here. So somebody could be like, they could be going through some type of spasms, or have some type of weakness or loss of muscle mass, which means like their skin could be hanging. Maybe somebody like get stuff done to lift or tighten their skin. But that does come along with aging, and we seen on one of the other cards that somebody definitely could be a person of age. It's like if you getting up into age like that, why are you being messy? Why are you starting drama? All right. So that's what this is. Seem like there's a few different people in the energy. Could be mother-in-laws, could be someone who's saying they're pregnant, could be some type of older person. You could have some type of fatal attraction, and the children here. And so those could be older children that are being paid to do something here, or bribed to do something. They could be new children with the pregnancy and new baby here. It could be somebody new child that's being used to maybe keep or hold a person. Somebody could be saying they're pregnant here, but I do see drugs and corruption here. Hopefully it's not the person who's saying they're pregnant who's on drugs. Yes. Well, dang. I'm not laughing. It's never good to be pregnant and on drugs, but I'm laughing at the fact that I was saying that, and then yes popped right out as I was shuffling. Get out. Somebody in some type of interracial relationship. Somebody could be mixed race. Something could be significant about somebody's parents, the in-laws here, the mother-in-law, the father-in-law. But we already seen mother-in-law earlier. Somebody's mother-in-law could be doing something behind the scene here. If the mother-in-law, we did say blood at the beginning when I said it could be somebody who sits in a certain position, a celebrity or a person who has some type of status, a person that's well known in the community. It could be their family. It could be a mother-in-law. It could be their mother or their father or their mother-in-law or father-in-law that's in the background doing whatever this is. But somebody's telling a lot of lies. Somebody's hatred, not just saying Gemini again. Somebody's hatred has turned into some type of disruption and dysfunction for them. So somebody's hatred is it's exposing them. I see phobia. Somebody could be scared of spiders or scared of heights. They could be claustrophobic. They could be scared of flying. But when I see phobia come out, I always think this is someone's worst nightmare. It's someone's worst nightmare. Mayor, governor. What about this mayor or governor? They show favoritism. So yeah, this could be somebody who's well connected, y'all. I said, what about this mayor or governor? It says they show favoritism. So somebody could be associated with a mayor or a governor. They could have some type of connections to some type of mayor or governor in your community here, and the person shows favoritism towards them. And so this is why they feel like they can get away with doing certain things, because if they don't sit in a specific position here, if they don't hold some type of power in the community, they are for sure connected to people who hold power. And so this could be people who feel like they cannot be touched. And I seen Capricorn a couple of times. We got Capricorn, we got air signs. I'm looking at a Cancer right here. And we have fire signs. Bar or tavern could be significant. Someone could own some type of bar or tavern, but people feel like they can't be touched because maybe they know the mayor or the governor in your community here who shows them some type of love, gives them some type of special privileges here. And so they feel like they can just get away with doing whatever it is they're doing. They're doing it because they can, simply because they can. And so it shows me that it's somebody who needs to be set down, someone who needs to be put in their place here. Someone who's not used to getting consequences for whatever it is that they're doing because of whatever position they hold, and or the fact that they're connected to people in the system. And that could be where the corruption comes from. The fact that these people are connected to higher people in the government here, and they're being favored by those people. And so the proper justice is not being had because people are showing favoritism to friends or family. I see the name Bill here. It could be somebody's name, but also something kept popping up on my phone earlier, or on my tablet earlier while I was watching videos. Is civil rights and the Bill of Rights, and knowing your rights. So something could be significant about the Bill of Rights here. There could be a situation where your civil rights have been broken because of who these people know, you know. Your right to privacy could have been one of them with that stalking sin right at the top here. And so this is a case where people are using what they know and who they know to do things, and they're being shown favoritism. You're not, like I said, justice is not being given to you. Justice is not being had in this case because of who these people are connected to. And I feel like somebody's civil rights have been broken. And it takes me back to when I was listening to the guy talk about the Bill of Rights, and he was just saying that when it comes down to those rights, it's not that the government is giving you those rights, it's rights that you have. It's not something that has to be given to you, it's something that you already have, and something they're responsible for upholding. I feel like there's been some type of breakdown in something here. And that's where the corruption lies, because of the breakdown in whatever this is, because people know people who sit in high places. So even if they themselves don't sit in those high places, they could again be someone who is well known, who communicates with those people in those high places. And that's why nothing is happening here. Trying to ruin your reputation with lying. And so they could even have those people in high places working with them to, we seen, show favoritism. So they could simply just be listening to the people who are going out of their way, trying to ruin your reputation with lies. Again, it's slander, it's defamation here. With the stalking here, it's a violation of privacy. And so if they're being supported while they're doing this is where the corruption lies. This is where the corruption lies. People who are attached to people who sit in those government positions. So this is what we have here. It's taking a whole nother turn. Started off just being something between you and people who you associate with, or maybe who you stop associating with. But it's gotten to be bigger because people have connections to certain people. And there's nothing wrong with them having those connections to people who sit in certain positions here. What's wrong is that they're being shown favoritism. What's wrong is that someone in those positions, in some type of position here, is not doing their job. They favor them. Someone could just be simply listening to what's told to them instead of doing their research, instead of there being a thorough investigation held. It could be some type of false investigations going on because people have connections and privileges here, special privileges that they should not have. Remember, I was saying when you sit in a certain position, you should be upholding whatever that position is. If you are sitting in a certain position, you should be upholding the morals, the principles, the character that that position requires you to have. And here you have someone just simply favoring other popular people in the community. That Burger King, that Dairy Queen, those are people who are favored because of the positions that they hold. They're people that are favored because of the money that they have. These are people who are going out their way to try to ruin your position, but it's people who are not, they're not doing their job. They're not they're not about giving justice to people who deserve it. These are people who are showing favoritism in their positions that they hold. And so if something's going to be done, it's going to have to be done coming from people over these people head, because they're not doing anything and they don't plan on doing anything. Someone using what they know and who they know, their resources here, to try to mess over somebody. So that's what I have, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and end this here.